Hi, my name is Dan James, and I do a YouTube channel called The Danocracy. I first started doing YouTube videos when I was in 9th grade, and what kind of inspired me was I was always this like super outgoing guy, and I needed kind of an outlet. And so YouTube came around a couple years after I started filming videos. I filmed them, stored them on my computer, and then YouTube came around, so I had kind of a place to upload and show my friends. So that's kind of how I got started into it, and then from there it's just kind of grown, and then I started a channel called The Danocracy, and that's where I kind of really went in for it as a job, as a career. Yeah, it's absolutely a community. Whenever you start a YouTube channel and you get a following of any sort, whether it's on YouTube or any other platform, it's always a community. And I called it The Danocracy just because I wanted to incorporate my name and also invent a new word. So, democracy, Danocracy. It has nothing to do with government, but I just thought it was a fun name that kind of rolled off the tongue nice. Some steps that I did was contests. That's a good way to kind of get people talking and get people sharing your stuff. Some other stuff is doing video topics that interest people. I know a lot of people go on YouTube and they try to make it about them. You know, you make a YouTube channel, you have to make it so the mass majority of people will watch you and they'll learn something from you rather than watching you as an individual. Because when I started out on YouTube, I'm just Dan James. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody cares what I'm doing on weekends. You know, it's more so about, hey, here's 7 cool tricks that you can do at your home. Here's some cool Snapchat hacks you can do. Stuff that they can benefit from. You know. It was based on the content that I did and my humor. You know, my humor isn't really catered towards people that are over the age of 25. And if it is, then that's awesome, because I want to be somebody when I'm older than 25 to laugh at my jokes. But you got to look at the demographic that YouTube is, and YouTube is very much a like 10 to 24 really big age range. So if you got to make stuff that relates to them, pop culture, use social networking a lot, use things that relate to their everyday life. So that's how you go about video topics and finding potential viewers, is create stuff that is for their age range. I think what makes, yes, because a lot of people like to live through other people. Their lives may not be as exciting. And you could go on YouTube and you could follow this rock star throughout his life on tour. And that to a lot of people is it's insight onto something they'll not never achieve, but that they currently don't have. The only difference is in your diary, it's meant for you. It's meant for your eyes only. And YouTube, you're kind of putting yourself out there for millions, potential millions. So there is a little, it's not as authentic, I don't think. I think diaries are much more real because you're always curious as to what you're going to look like. Does my hair look fine? Do I look really tired? Did I accidentally swear? Did I say I liked this person? You know, you have more censorship when you're putting yourself out there, and you know you're putting yourself out there. Yeah, for sure. Because you know, when you film something, you're the master of how you look. You know, I could tell a joke 4 times, and I could take the really the best one. And then people are think I'm like hilarious, you know. It does, not in a bad way, you know, because it helps a lot of people when they see somebody so positive all the time. People think, well, I want to be like that, and so it creates this image that you can achieve that. You know, it's hard to be happy all the time, but a lot of people can present it that way and give the idea that it's possible. But it's not the same. Everybody has rough times, and a lot of people don't show that in real life, and I think on diaries, that's where you're going to get the rawness, and the camera does bridge a gap a little bit. So one thing that I love to do, and when I started doing YouTube, was I really made sure that I would always do that, is interact one-on-one. So the way I do it is, because there's people around the world, and obviously I can't be everywhere, I made my Snapchat public. So people can send me Snapchats at any time of day, and then I'll respond to them. One-on-one, it's for them. I also have done things in the past, which I'm currently doing, called a postcard project, where people can send me pieces of mail. And I said to the first 100 people, I will send you a handwritten letter back. So it adds this this bond that I care about my viewers. You know, you're not just somebody watching. I actually care about what you're doing in your life or where you're from. You know, it's exciting stuff. What I did was, I wanted to, so let's just say YouTube went down the tubes tomorrow. You know, I wanted to have something to show maybe my kids in the future or relatives that don't know what YouTube is. I wanted to show them the reach that I've had in the past or currently. So I said, hey guys, send me a postcard from the town that you're in, and the first 100 will get a custom postcard that I went and made myself, sent back to them. So it's been awesome. It's been way better than I thought. I opened up a mailbox in Dallas, Texas, where I live, and I will check it every 2 days, and there's always mail in there. People have sent me toys, they've sent me funny gifts or funny items that they think I might enjoy or might relate to. So it's amazing, and it creates such a warm, fuzzy feeling to know that people care so much about your stuff and your videos and your personality that they're actually going to go out there and pay to send you a letter. Not in depth. I do think that you can get to know somebody, but when it's online, again, you're putting your best face forward. You know, people aren't seeing the edginess that you can be. They're not seeing you when you're grumpy or when you're sad. So to be in depth, I think you got to be there when the camera's not rolling, and you got to see it. And that's something I always talk about with YouTube is when I meet somebody new for the first time, they may think, oh my gosh, Dan is so energetic, he's so funny all the time. But that's just not possible. That's me cranked up to 10. It's a persona that I love, and that's absolutely me, but I can't be like that all the time, you know. And to get to know somebody in a deep way, no, because they're not going to show you their true colors, you know, because some people aren't proud of their true colors. So, funny thing, and this is something that a lot of people don't know, but a lot of these videos are about things and issues that I've dealt with myself, and letting go has been an issue I've had in the past with ex-girlfriends or something. So when I've been there firsthand, it's much easier to create these tips. And I know if I've been there, then somebody else has for sure been there. I did one where it's overthinking, and I naturally overthink a lot. I figured, here are tips that work for me. You can go online, you can find tons of tips, but here's the ones that work for me, and maybe they can work for somebody else. Maybe they can help them, and maybe I can share an experience that has happened to me that helps. So those are very much catered towards my real life. I think it's relatable humor. If somebody walks into a room and they're just they do something really funny, but they don't know it, I would be the type of guy that would kind of know it, and I'd look at somebody and be like, you see that guy just like, not a tripped and fell or something like mean like that, but I think I create humor around stuff that we all think, you know, things like the selfie stick, you know. It's a very handy tool, but it kind of looks ridiculous, and a lot of people think that. So when I make humor, it's mainly around things that I know everybody's thinking, but they may be too shy to say. So I think humor is a big thing that keeps people coming back, that they laugh. And also being real and authentic. And I know before I said you can't really get to know somebody's deep self, but the person or the personality that I've created for YouTube is just an extension of myself. So I'm proud of that person. I'm not being fake, and that's not somebody that I turn on just for the camera. It's really me, just turned up a little bit. Yeah, absolutely, but it's changed me for the better. 100%. I started this YouTube channel making videos every day in my garage, and I'd always be like, okay, nobody can be home when I film this because it's kind of embarrassing. I'm talking to a camera. But now it's made me more confident than I've ever been. I'm currently at the Much Music Video Awards, and I'm making videos in front of hundreds of people on the street. I was just dancing with a monkey in the middle of the Toronto streets, you know, and this is just something that has built up because I've created something that I know people are enjoying. So it's giving me confidence knowing that I'm doing something right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. Well, it would be my charming good looks, I think. No. It's a lot of it is content and being consistent, like I just said, because if they know every Wednesday and every Sunday they're going to get a video that is relatable to them from me, then that creates this relationship with them that they can trust me that I'm going to create stuff, you know. There's also a little bit of, I hate using this word because I've worked so hard and I hate the word, but luck. There is a little bit of luck in terms of where your video gets placed on the YouTube page. For instance, I made a science trick video, and it ended up like the top of YouTube, and so that created a lot of traffic to my channel. But other than that, it's hard work, and people will see that. People can see through fakeness as well, so you can only keep that up for so long. So it's about being real and being consistent and having quality videos. Because I don't know, I just feel people can see through who you really are. Unobvious ones? I think a lot of people strive to be like somebody they already watch on YouTube. I think you have to do something that you really like and you really enjoy, even though you have these idols. You know, don't copy their style, because like I said, there's so many people watching YouTube, they're gonna pick you apart. They're gonna be like, well, that's Danocracy style. Not that I own it or anything, but if it's to the point, have some sort of originality to it. Some other stuff is, you can do like hashtags or contests. You know, contests can be very unique to your brand or to your personality. It doesn't have to be necessarily like goods. You can give shout outs, which are just really easy contests to do. But in terms of unobvious, I don't know if there is any. There's no secret other than hard work, and there really is. I think a lot of people are just like, well, I'll upload a video here, and then maybe in 2 weeks I'll upload another one. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna fly. Whether you're the best looking person in the world, it's not gonna work. You have to always be there for these people, and in return, they'll always be there for you. How can I think the question would be, how could I better create a relationship? Because as you get bigger on YouTube and as I grow, it's tougher to do this Snapchat thing, you know? And you can't please everybody, I know that, but I think the question I'd ask is, how can I maintain the relationship that I have right now when I'm 100,000 more subscribers larger, you know? Because Snapchat, I can't open every Snapchat, and I can't respond to every Snapchat, and people get mad. And they'll send me snaps saying, I thought you were funny, I thought you were nice, I thought you were real. And it's like, if you're gonna base me off of that just because I didn't respond to you on Snapchat, it's unfortunate, because that's not how it is. But I would like to know how I could better be there for my viewers.